Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rifatuzzahro Kamilah. My student identification number is 22232201119. I'm from class 1C and I'm going to tell you a story about Snow White. Once upon a time, there lived a lovely princess with fair skin and blue eyes. She was so fair that she was named Snow White. Her mother died when she was a baby, and her father married again. This new queen was very pretty, but she was also very cruel. The wicked stepmother wanted to be the most beautiful lady in the kingdom, and she often asked her magic mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the magic mirror would say, "You are, your majesty." But one day, the magic mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." The queen was very angry and jealous of Snow White. She ordered her huntsman to take Snow White to the forest and kill her. "I want you to bring back her heart," she ordered. But when the huntsman reached the forest with Snow White, he took pity on her and set her free. He killed a deer and took its heart to the wicked queen and told that he had killed Snow White. Snow White wandered in the forest all night, crying. When it was daylight, she came to a tiny cottage and went inside. There was nobody there, but she found 7 plates on the table and 7 tiny beds in the bedroom. She cooked a wonderful meal and cleaned the house and tied. Then she finally slept on one of the tiny beds. At night, the 7 dwarfs who lived in the cottage came home and found Snow White were sleeping. When she woke up and told her story, the 7 dwarfs asked her to stay with them. When they were away, Snow White would make delicious meals for them. The dwarfs loved her and cared for her. Every morning, when they left the house, they instructed her never to open this door to strangers. Meanwhile, at the palace, the wicked queen asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all. She lives with the 7 dwarfs in the woods." The wicked stepmother was furious. She was actually a witch, knew how to make a magic potions. She now made a poisonous potion and dipped a shiny red apple into it. Then she disguised herself as a peasant woman and went to the woods with the apple. She knocked on the cottage door and said, "Pretty little child, please let me in. Look what I have for you." Snow White said, "I'm sorry, old lady. I cannot let you in. The 7 dwarfs told me not to talk to strangers." But then Snow White saw the shiny red apple and opened the door. The wicked witch offered her apple to her. And when she took a bite, poor Snow White fell into a deep sleep. The wicked stepmother went back to the palace and asked the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror replied, "You are, your majesty." And the queen was very happy. When the 7 dwarfs came home to find Snow White lying on the floor, they were very upset. They cried all night and then built a glass coffin for Snow White. They kept the coffin in front of the cottage. One day, Prince Charming was going past the cottage and he saw Snow White lying in the coffin. He said to the dwarfs, "My, she's so beautiful, I would like to kiss her." And he did. Immediately, Snow White opened her eyes. She was alive again. The Prince Charming even then wanted to marry Snow White, but unfortunately Snow White rejected him because she was not ready to get married. Finally, both of them alone own and promised to meet again for marriage in the future. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.